I hook up with a rich guy in cruise on his honeymoon. I am an influential figure on social media who is known for my vivacious personality and immaculate sense of style. On the several social media channels I use, where I have a sizable following, I like to promote the subjects I am passionate about while also sharing the great events I have had. A message from an unusual source, a premium cruise line, was delivered to my inbox one beautiful day. They made the generous offer to take me on a sponsored trip aboard their magnificent cruise liner, offering a trip of a lifetime and the chance to highlight the remarkable qualities of their facilities. I was overjoyed to get the invitation, and in response, I excitedly accepted the offer and immediately started formulating a content strategy for the trip. As the day of departure approached, I was astounded by the magnificent ship's majesty and splendor as I boarded it to begin my journey. When I arrived on board, the crew members were really friendly and excited to see me. They seemed to share my enthusiasm. The breathtaking panorama that could be seen from the deck had me completely captivated on the very first day of the cruise. As I took in the splendor of my surroundings, my gaze fell onto a dashing man who appeared to be experiencing the same feelings of wonderment at the expanse of the ocean as I was. He had mesmerizing eyes and a lovely grin to go along with his towering stature. After exchanging smiles, an unsaid connection was established between the two of us. I had the want to go up to him and talk to him, but before I could make up my mind, a girl walked up to him. She and he were close enough for everyone around them to tell that they were together, but his eyes kept returning to me. I was confused. I gave that man the cold shoulder and shook my head, but we ended up running into each other again because our magnetic presences were attracted to one another. The discussion was started by him, and he informed me that he was currently on his honeymoon with his new bride. At first, I was a little bit wounded by what he said, but then I decided to disregard those feelings and instead talk to him about his hopes, dreams, and favorite places to vacation instead. The more we talked to one another, the stronger our connection became, which helped to water the beginnings of a wonderful friendship. As I was required to keep my followers up to date, I made the decision to indulge in the luxurious dining experience that the ship has to offer. He accompanied me because his wife was not feeling well, and while we were there, we indulged in mouth-watering delicacies, each bite kindling a symphony of flavors on each of our tongues. As we delighted in this gastronomic adventure together, we shared jokes and laughter, which helped lift their moods. I couldn't wait to try out the exciting activities that the ship had to offer, and we started off our day with an exciting activity, ziplining. Our laughter could be heard reverberating through the air as we soared through the skies hand in hand. It was an instant that we would always remember since it was so perfectly preserved in our minds. After that, we donned their snorkeling equipment and went into the depths of the ocean. As we swam side by side, our breaths and hearts beat in time with the pulsing of the ocean. We were mesmerized by the thriving marine life. It was as if the water had turned into a channel through which our developing affection could flow. After I got out of the water, I told him that we should say goodbye to each other because it was getting impossible for me to brush off my feelings for him. In response, he came close to me and said there is no need to brush our feelings for each other. I don't know what has gotten into me, but I kissed him, and he kissed me back with the same intensity. After the kiss, I expressed my regret to him and explained that this was the reason I had suggested that we part ways. He responded by saying that he would be more cautious going forward and that there would be no further physical contact between us. Then, he remarked also that there is no need to apologize because you were not alone in whatever had happened, and so in order to lighten the mood, I offered that we try out their swimming pool because I owe my subscribers another thrilling video from the cruise. I was in need of some downtime, so I went to the revitalizing swimming pools to find some peace and quiet. While we were floating together, we gazed upward at the boundless sky. We were able to find solace and comprehension within that stillness, and as a result, we were able to unburden our souls to one another. We ultimately said our goodbyes to each other as the sun descended below the horizon, bestowing an ethereal glow across the cruise, because I needed to get ready for the deck party that was going to take place tonight. On the first night of the cruise, I went to a glitzy party that was held on the deck of the ship. I interacted with the other guests in order to get the best possible footage of the event's dynamic atmosphere. In the midst of everyone laughing and dancing, my attention once again was drawn to the same individual who stood out from the rest of the throng. I couldn't help but feel a tinge of interest in the situation. I attempted to take my mind off of things by chatting with my fans during a live video stream, but it was of no use because I eventually had to end the stream because I was at a loss for words. I walked to the bar to have a drink. During the time that I was waiting for my drink, he approached me once more. However, this time I was able to keep my composure, and we shared a few drinks together. After we finished our drinks, he asked me to dance with him, and we proceeded to the dance floor, where the music was really loud, and let ourselves go. Again, when we were dancing, we moved very close to one another and shared a passionate kiss. Then, he grabbed my hand and pushed me into the corner, where we kissed until we were both out of breath. Then he asked me about my room, and eventually, we found ourselves in my bed, where everything began to take on a mystical quality. Then he informed me that it was his last night on the ship, to which I responded with a smile, changed into my clothes, and bade him farewell. The following morning, I began my day with an exciting video, and I spent the entire day with a smile on my face.